Yo, yo, do I have sound? Yo, do I have sound? I think you guys can hear me now. Should be able to. I have no idea why the chat is deactivated. Dude. I can't see the chat for some reason. Wait, give me a sec. Yo, Sen, I can see you now. Can you hear me as well? Alright. Guess it's working somehow. Wait, give me a second. Okay, I think you guys can hear me. It's a bit messy. Let me know if there are any problems, because as said, I'm very new to YouTube. Can you see my screen, etc. as well? Should be able to. Yo, what's up? All right. Yeah, so essentially what I'm looking for in the market is trading towards these lows. Obviously, this open is a bit choppy. Wanted to see run on some of these highs and potentially a reversal here. Share the background color. I can do that for you. It's E5, E5, E5. Yeah. Yo, yeah, I'm very new to this, so I probably still got like 10 different things to figure out on YouTube because I had trouble setting this up, but we'll get there eventually. Oh, chess, man. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's E5, 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 the background color, and then it's just solid, I believe. No, I'm not really playing chess, but one of the other, his name is Chess Man. One sec, let me just put this out. Yeah, and obviously you can just ask questions if you have any, or oh damn, we're already at 50 viewers. Let's go. I'm really just watching to see if we can trade back lower here. Maybe not. This open looks like it wants to go higher. And gold is just traded overnight. One sec, I'm just fixing this. I'll get to the questions in a second. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's see. We'll be streaming every day. I'll try to stream more at least. I don't know if it'll be every day. Obviously, I still have plans some days. So, most likely not every day now. But, how long did it take you to develop your model? I mean, probably. So the foundation is basically from the like AM's foundation, the way he trades, and then I've just adjusted or refined it over the past few years. I've been trading this model for what, 2-3 years maybe now. So something like that, and obviously I'm still refining it and trying to make it better every day. I'd like to see some sort of move lower, but doubt it's gonna happen. We'll see. How do you tell when it's Asia high of day, low of the day versus a reversal day? So a few signs that can happen when we have reversal days is, this is a good example. So usually Asia or whatever, if it's London that takes the previous day low here, this is a new day opening. When Asia takes that low, relevant level right here, and starts expanding away, then it's very probable that we'll have a Asia low of the day, and it's just a sweep. Whereas if in a continuation, obviously this is kind of a continuation. I'm just trying to watch price action while also explaining this. This is a nice reaction. Where in a continuation you usually see that Asia or London makes a move. If it's to the upside, it makes it close to Asia open, like the daily open. If we close bullish on the daily candle prior to that. Is private just for Discord or public? This is public right now. So I'm just trying to get YouTube started up as well. We'll be posting some videos soon as well. Just gotta, figure out how to do it all properly. I haven't really done YouTube before, so. Bro giving out public signals now. Oh, here. Yeah, I said I wanted to start YouTube. So maybe 10 will go to those lows, otherwise longs for me. Bit wild without Friday's low being taken. What you think? Yeah, so there's not really anything that's telling me that I would be looking for longs here. As a minimum, I would see this right now on, could be ES as well. Obviously ES is a bit higher up in the range, but I do think both of them will run it out. There it goes, 10 AM longs. What? Thoughts on gold? To be honest, I like it for the upside, but it's just, it already moved so much today. I actually did catch a 2-hour on gold. I'll be posting it later, it was probably the longest trade of my life. I entered where did I enter? Over here-ish. And it just did nothing for 2 hours and then hit my TP up here just a second ago for only 2 hours. But I do think it has more upside potential. I'm looking for all-time highs because, we had this range last week where we took the low, also tapped into this weekly fair value gap daily. We didn't on gold, but we did on silver, so we're creating SMT down here. And then, just displacing towards the upside, looking for this as a first target. the opposing side of the range, and then eventually all-time highs. I do think we'll get there. I'm not sure when, and I really hope we can get some sort of proper New York setup. So it's just not, Asia expanding every day. That's really my thoughts on gold. If we hadn't already expanded, it's like 60 points, I'd even be looking for longs right now. To be honest, this might not be a horrible one, but I just don't like that we expanded so much on the daily already. Let me know if my sound is like fine or if it's bad or anything. Just put up a new mic a few days ago as well, so everything's kind of new on here. Can you give some light on double SMT? I think Garrett is probably the one to explain it better. I don't use it too much, so I'll just maybe explain it a bit better next time. But I think it's a bit confusing if I just try to explain it like without preparing anything. Can New York take out London low if it's an 18 reversal? I mean, it can. It's just, let's say, this is a bad example, but let's say this is Asia. We go up here. This is London. New York sweeps London lows and then expand further. It can. It depends a lot on how price is trading, because obviously if these let's say this is London lows, if they're right above Asia lows, you don't want just a sweep of the London lows. You want a sweep of both, because if not, it'll just be more failure swings next to what's it called? Next to the Asia reversal. Probably gonna chop after we take out the low, can't lie. I mean, that's very likely. Yeah, NQ about to hit the lows. Let's see if we expand through them. To be honest, I don't think it's very interesting. Unless you were on site prior to this. Also, seeing that very small wick on the daily is also supporting my bearish thesis, which is one of the reasons I'm not looking for longs either. Obviously, yesterday, was that yesterday? I think it was. Yeah, yesterday we expanded down and then we had a New York reversal where we traded back up into that daily open, then closed a bit bearish, but yeah. Is there any reason gold expanded in Asia only? I don't know. I don't think there's a specific reason. Gold just tends to like move in Asia as a general, as you can see here. And this was London yesterday. Anything but New York, to be honest. See, this was Asia as well. So I don't think there's a specific reason. Sometimes you'll have good setups in New York as well. But like if you compare it to futures, gold just moves way better in like Asia most of the time. It's also due to the reason that indices, they have like 9:30 opening bell, where gold really doesn't have any, like opening times that provide the volatility we get on indices every day at 9:30. And there goes the NQ almost. Where are you from? I am from Denmark. Yeah. Do you still ride your bike? Yeah, I mean sometimes not a lot. Oh no, not the way from again. Um, are there any significant times you mark out on your chart before taking any trades? Oh, will swing your. You mean switch my bias? There's not really. I mean, obviously, I pay attention to like what 9:30 does and 10, especially if we have news. Same with 8:30, but that's really it. Last stream, I was talking about how I needed a signal for a pay. Bro, you just got paid out on like 25 accounts. What are you talking about? When you send me a tip, I'll stream for you exclusively. He's from Germany, I know. Oh no. Yeah, what I have marked out down here is just 50% of this range. I do believe we might go there, but we'll see how we react when ES takes that this low as well. How to tell higher and low of the day is formed. So usually you want to look for a reaction at key levels. Could be swing points, like daily, mostly swing points actually. And then just look for like higher time frames change state of delivery. So when I see this, okay, this is a bad example. I'll show you one. Actually from last week here. So we were in this range, right? Let me see if I mark it correctly. I did. I'll just keep an eye out for ES taking this. I'll just have an eye here. I'll do it on NQ instead. Yeah, so seeing this range last week on NQ. I'll just delete this. So once we take that low and we see a change state of delivery on the bit higher time frames, obviously this is a bit late in the day, but once we see that 30-minute, I believe 15-minute too, at New York after taking, change state of delivery here after taking a relevant level, you can assume that the low of day is put in here. And that we will most likely either be chopping due to how much we already expended on the day, or that we'll be, trading to the upside. So I'll just keep an eye on this. So we could reverse from here, potentially. I do think ES is going to take the low as well. So I wouldn't, obviously we need a change state of delivery and confirmation to look for longs, which is probably not what I'm going to do today due to the daily wick, daily candle. So, yes sir, Apex just sent the money. So once it hits, yeah, that's amazing, man. Congrats on that. That's huge. 20 accounts, that's insane. Hey Nick, what copy trade you use? I use, it's called Replicando, software for Ninja Trader. Sounds Scandinavian. What? Yeah, it's just an like intern joke where people always call me German for some reason, man. It's just bullying, cyberbullying, basically. They know I'm from Denmark. Yeah, so not a whole lot going on in the market right now. I mean, we did have this. The thing is, normally I would like to see a continuation here. I mean, I might as well today. but there's the potential chance that ES could go down here. We get a close on both NQ ES below. ES takes out that low and we reverse. Even though it's not very likely, but there's always that chance for that. See, we want to see NQ just get slammed here because ES should go for that low as well. Have you taken any trades in the last 2 weeks? So last week I was in Italy all week. I think I took one trade, which was a break even. Not a very interesting one. I haven't even had time to post it. I can do that. It's just an NQ break even. I think Thursday. So not really anything but that. I've just been, doing a bunch of other stuff. I'll just put this on again just to see. Could potentially go for it there. Told it in the start when I couldn't get my stream to work properly. I'm already in an NQ short from up here. Sorry, I completely forgot. I didn't even check. I was just stressing out about this YouTube. So I'll just wait. My bad. So I shorted what? I got a shit fill. And right around here-ish. Put my stop here. And I'm targeting this, but I moved my stop to break even. It's actually a bit lower, the fill here. Yeah, obviously I wasn't really managing until this low got hit. I might just get trailed out break even if we reverse from here. But I want to see ES take that low and then scale it. Damn, we got a lot of questions. Looking for longs or shorts? Only shorts today. Could potentially get a reversal from this level, as I mentioned in a second, with this SMT. I do think ES will take that low, but obviously it looks a bit less likely after seeing this. Bro has Viking blood. Do you use weekly profiles too? I do, but it's not very, very common that they're actually presented in the way that, seeing the like PDFs, midweek reversal, etc. It's more just, focusing on like swing points and reversals from there. It doesn't necessarily have to be like on a Tuesday or on a Monday, especially for me. Looks like we're just gonna reverse from here. Yeah. Potentially we just reverse from here. We still need to get up here first though. Yeah, I think last week was okay, but the week prior to that we had such good price action. I think it was just that's the week I traded like 3 or 4 days in a row and just got so many wins. Then I took an L on I think gold on the Friday, but do you just trade indices? Yeah, basically just indices and gold. Who did you learn from? I learned from actually a few different people. Like obviously I watched the 2022 ICT mentorship to get like most of the basics. Obviously I don't really use a lot of those concepts, only very few. because there's just so many different, and it's basically parallel analysis. So you just, because you see so many different concepts, and you just confuse yourself. Um, so, and then I learned a lot from AM as well. Been studying his stuff for like quite some time until, and then for like what, the last year, maybe a bit more, I've just been more or less on my own, just refining and adjusting the trades I take and the way I trade. Hey, I'm new in Market Lens. Which model do you recommend to focus on to start? So, honestly, I'd recommend both the fractal and the expansion one, just to see what fits you the most. Because I know people have success with both of them, and it's very different from person to person to like what they think is the best one. So I'd probably go through both of them and then decide what you want. And then if you like the fractal model the most, I'd go through GXT as well, which is like a bit of an add-on on the fractal model. So, what is the difference between fractal model and CRT? I mean, CRT is probably more or less just a, rebranding of the fractal model. Even though I don't completely know CRT, but the little I know about it, it's more or less just a rebranding. Did you enter some setup today? Yeah, I did take an NQ short, which looks, I took it way earlier, but it looks like it's gonna get me break even, unless we reject from here, which it doesn't look too bright right now. Not at all, actually. The way you look at the market is amazing. Thank you. It's just experience. I'm just talking through what I'm seeing. Please come live every day. I'll definitely try to go live more. So, yeah. What is... Yeah. If we need to reject, we need to reject like right now. Even though I don't use breakers, I still see them, like having this. And then obviously fair value gap. We have order blocks. We have all like posting PD arrays. So if we need to, go lower, would be from here. It doesn't look like we're gonna go too much lower. Just seeing the reaction of these lows, which is pretty relevant lows. It's external lows here. Honestly, could even frame longs from here, especially if you're trading the fractal model. Get that 4-hour sweep. We have the sweep on the higher time frames. Looks decent for longs with this SMT when we ran it out. What you say is the difference between the fractal and the expansion in a nutshell? I have no idea. I mean, I do have an idea, but I can't really. I think you just, in the expansion model, you take fewer trades but focus on like bigger expansions. Where in the fractal model, obviously it's fractal, so you probably get more trades, but you still need that higher time frame framework. To be honest, this looks fine for... If we can get up here, it looks decent for longs. Yo, Nico, thanks for helping me get profit. I can buy my dream car now. Even with the changed state of delivery on the 5 minute, you're still anticipating break even. I just got trailed out of that short break even a second ago. So my plan was always to move my break even when we took this low, which I did. I did anticipate that ES would take the low as well, but obviously it didn't. But looks like somewhat of a reaction from the lows here. You want to buy Nasdaq 19,774. What, down here? I don't think it's gonna retrace down there, to be honest. And if it is, it's not a place where I would long. I'd rather just see us, move a bit higher and create some sort of continuation up here. That's what I'm looking to get on side of. But yeah, as said, pretty relevant level here. Swipe Friday's low. Just gonna delete these. Looks decent for longs here. Definitely something I'd be open to try if we can get some sort of continuation signature. Gold is just, as said, it's just kind of stalling around due to the fact that we already expanded a lot today. Just Asia in a nutshell. If we are long, would you consider NQ or ES? I'd most likely just go with NQ. I basically just trade NQ like most of the time. So unless there's a huge difference, I'd just go with NQ. What do you think of gold? I mean, I already answered that, but I do think we're gonna go up here eventually. Looks good. Took out the low of this range, traded back into the high here, just displacing through. Would love longs, but seeing how much we expanded on the day, I'm being a bit cautious. One sec. Yeah. So if we can get some sort of, continuation signature here, I would love it, to be honest. That's what I'm watching right now. Anywhere 3 to 5 minute. If we have decent risk to reward. We kind of have failure swings all the way up here. Yeah. Just gonna mark out daily open here. That would be a potential target. What's your favorite cologne? Probably I love Stronger With You. So probably that one right now. If anyone's thinking of signing up for the Lens, do it. Best decision you could use Negos, bro. Old Spice. Where did you even get that from, Alex? I have never mentioned that. Additional to indices, do you trade silver or look for only gold? Confused that which one I should choose when it comes to gold and silver. So personally, I only trade gold just because I feel like silver can be a bit unreliable from time to time. And to be honest, I haven't really tried it, so I can't say if it's good or not. I know a few people who trade silver. I know a lot of people who don't. I mean, they're both doing fine, so whatever suits you, I guess. I don't trade silver personally. Since you take fewer trades with the expansion model, do you size up on better setups? Or do you have fixed risk? I always have fixed risk. So I'll always use the same. That doesn't mean that I don't, size up in general. But yeah. We're about to get NQ M15. I don't think it's going to close up here. He is not doing either. Honestly, I do like this framework, even though the daily is not, aligned, so you would just have smaller targets. I don't think this is horrible. But it's a very aggressive entry if it were to happen. But ideally, we want M15 higher. But just seeing how strong of a reaction we get off the lows. We can get an M5 down close. I do like this. If we can close near and just go for like smaller targets on the day, since we already expanded on the day. But we have failure swings all the way above. We took out a relevant level. We have lower time frame change state of delivery, SMT on the higher time frames. So this is an entry I'll be trying. It's a bit risky as it's a New York reversal, so you don't really have that, like 30-minute change state of delivery, etc. You could also wait for that and then look for a continuation. So this, if we can just, not shoot 500 miles up. Okay, or maybe we just do that. Okay. Some basic ass cologne. MX, leave this chat, man. Get out of here. Yeah, I'll be trying this long. Once we close. If we close, okay, maybe. Okay, bro. Are you shitting me? Okay, I'll still be trying it though. This close, that's alright. I'm entering here. Stop here. And we have failure swings all the way up here, basically. Oh, that's, wait. So this is what I'm looking for. Say what or something. And make sure you're just like a comedian at this point. Wait 1 sec, let me just put this. But M15 low is not formed yet. So this is a bit more, as I said, a bit more aggressive entry with the understanding that we took the low range here. Range low. We have SMT here as well. Not the most relevant. The relevant thing is that we took the range low. And then we have change state of delivery on the 3 minute. We have the sweep. We have a continuation signature. Obviously we didn't get that M15 close yet, but hopefully we will now. And then just looking towards failure swings all the way above. I'll just keep an eye out on ES as well. YM is the strongest. I'm not really trading YM though. So, whoa, what a reaction. Okay. Okay. How to approach challenges. I mean, sometimes if they're on discount, I'll go a bit more aggressive. Generally, I'll go a bit more aggressive than the funded itself, but I still try to, you know, just trade them normally. The only a bit annoying thing, at least with Apex, is the trailing drawdown. So, yeah. You analyze gold itself or use silver as correlated asset. I will use silver, but I'll focus way more on, you know, gold itself and the analysis. So if I take a look at gold and I don't see anything important, I won't, you know, be starting to look on silver for like SMTs, etc. Because sometimes silver can be very uncorrelated to gold, where, you know, like they can be so different places. Wanted to get in that high. Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with a 40-point stop. It's not that bad. Still like a 3R up to this high, which I definitely think is doable. I'll just mark out 2R as well here. If I'm up 2R, I won't let it go against me. So I'll put that here. Once we hit that, I'll most likely move it to break even. That's just a rule I have. Is this a sign to gamble? We're getting a reversal or continuation. So if we were to get a continuation down here, we would most likely to see it reject at least from this gap, and preferably just, you know, get this, and this down close candle should close lower, and then we just go. We don't want to see like strong reaction off the lows. That's usually just an indication that we're either going to consolidate or, you know, going towards other sides of the range, and especially because we have failure swings all the way up here. So what are you looking for in the 15 minute? I mean, I would love to see this close up here. Obviously, yo, that's a pretty crazy reaction, not gonna lie. So ES taking out this 15-minute high here. We also just have a bunch of failure swings. I'm just gonna wire out the daily open on ES as well. You always want to be watching both of these assets, since one could take a relevant level like we just had here, NQ. So if you were in an ES trade and you were only viewing ES, it wouldn't make sense to reverse here, right? But when we have, yeah, I entered here a second ago when I did say it. So that's a pretty crazy reaction, not gonna lie. But obviously we just took this high, so we might get a retracement here. Have you entered? Yes. What is your favorite time frame to entries? M3. I mean, depends on the context. If it's prior to open, M15, M30, basically all the way. Unless it's a really, you know, like aggressive one-sided expansion, then I'll sometimes drop to lower time frames. But like intraday, when it's, you know, after the bell, most likely M3 or M5. Those are my go-to, definitely. What about the 4-hour fair value gap? Where? Oh, this one. I'm not really, to be honest, I'm not really too worried because taking out this relevant swing, we shouldn't get too much of a reaction from that gap. I'm more just viewing it as, taking this range high, so we might get a retracement a bit. So let's see what happens up here at this high. Expecting a retracement. Do we go all the way back or do we just retrace and go higher? That's the question. So I will just mark this out on ES as well. Oops. I don't know what I clicked. Man, look closely. NQ haven't taken the low. What? It has. Very clearly, like by what? 10 points. Maybe you have, I don't even know what you have on. Maybe you're looking at something wrong. Always look at the continuous contract, so that would be NQ1, and I don't even remember what this called. It's called in English. So, man, I miss trading together. Yeah. When do you choose to trade before the open versus waiting for the open? Basically, just if there's a good setup. Obviously, I don't, even though it looks like a good setup, I won't be entering prior to NFP, CPI, all of that. So, depending on what like news we have, and even if I see a good setup, but it's like 5 minutes before the open, I usually won't enter because that 9:30 volatility can sometimes kick you out. So, broker problem, mine haven't. That's all good. Yeah, I'd recommend just using TradingView for charting and looking at the different contracts, and then just execute from the broker itself. You just abandon us at the lens. Man, if you're talking about live streaming, I haven't had any time for so long. Like last 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. Obviously, I was on vacation last week, but the weeks prior, I just had so many plans, stuff. Yeah, German. Right, let's see how we. Okay, gold just doing consolidating basically. Let's see what we have here. We swept that high. We swept that high. How would you mark that standard deviation? I don't use standard deviations, so I'm probably not the right person to ask. I only use like discount, basically the 50% of the fib on like ranges and stuff. Do you do live streams on Discord or YouTube? So I've been, up until now, I've only been doing live streams on Discord. But I wanted to start YouTube and hopefully get a video or two out in the next few weeks as well. So we'll see how that goes. I'm thinking of doing one on like change state of delivery and like how to, identify reversals. I'm not sure yet. I'll probably do that and then maybe something about bias like on top of that in the next video or some videos after. I'm just having a few ideas right now. I'm also in longs. Let's see what happens. I think we're moving away from a relevant swing. Definitely we are. Doesn't mean we couldn't reject from this high. It's just, stalling a bit. But shorts, in my opinion, got a bit invalidated here. So this will probably be my 1 second. Yeah, so this will probably be my trade today. Either it hits or it doesn't. That's, yeah. I'll just answer questions and watch what price does. Please tell us why you put stop loss over there and why not the low. So I put it at the low of this order block because in expanding markets, the opposing closed candles should be respected if it's done properly. Just like, I don't know if it was yesterday, probably not. Yesterday was a mess. But I don't know if this is a good example. Let me show you from last week. After we took that range low here, that's actually a bad example, I think. Yeah, it only happened on the 30-minute, but that's the idea. That opposing closed candles should be respected. It looks like we might break higher from here, coming back up here, but we'll see. Now in 3-minute, order block is validated. Another order block. This one, I wouldn't be using this one for a few reasons. Obviously, we barely got that close above here. It's not something I'd personally take. Also, the other reason being that we just swept this relevant level, so we have the chance. One being that we could reject, or two being that we could just, retrace a bit more down here and then eventually go higher. Because usually we get reactions at like swing points, which if you look at this, there's only one like important swing point to mark out, which is this one. So we'll be seeing how we react here. And I just, 1 sec. Give me a sec, guys. There we go. Why don't you move the stop loss to the new validation? That's, what I just explained. Do you use the fractal model? I don't. And that's why we're not trading gold longs, even though the daily looks good. The daily is just very overextended. We have hourly failure swings. Yeah, I hope you're referring to those up here. That's what we're targeting. Hopefully. Could be consolidation here after sweeping the low and push. Yeah, I mean, potentially we can consolidate here. Even if we just consolidate, it's fine, because then we're most likely going to push up a bit later. The thing is, if we start to reject from here, that's not something we want to see. But as of right now, it looks fine still. We'd way rather have like consolidations up here, a small one, than seeing like immediate rejections like near this level. So yeah, these ones, that's why I'm acting upon your Insta post where you said we only need liquidity sweep plus opposing candles. Yeah, I mean, if you look at this, that's what I'm trading right now, right? We have this liquidity sweep, higher time frames, very relevant level. You can even ignore the SMT. This is extra confluence. What do we have? Opposing closed candles, change state of delivery, take the continuation. Obviously, this can still fail, but it's that simple. Gold had a nice setup in London after move in Asia. Got it. Bro, what? You can't convince me this is a nice move. This is just consolidation. I mean, obviously it did. Oh, there we go. The order block you entered is valid because, as I know from T, shouldn't it be touch point of interest? I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Believe we're gonna put in Tuesday low and with red folders in coming days. Expect Wednesday and Thursday continuation. I mean, if we can close bullish today, definitely, I agree. Because, you know, took out relevant low, SMT, relevant key level. We have open objectives to the upside. The only thing about today is going against that daily candle. That's why I'm not expecting, you know, like a 200, 300 point move either. Looking for a few of those failure swings. Could potentially target that daily high. But all depends on how we close today, of course. We'll just take it day by day. That's the only thing I don't like too much about this setup is that daily candle. But yeah. So I'll just put an alert up here. Put one down here and then it's just a waiting game. I gotta update my YouTube. I have no like description or anything to these streams. Yeah, but hopefully when I can get a video uploaded, if we can get some support, that'd be lovely. This is a nice close. I've been following you from the lens. You're the real stream OG. Yeah, with the gold trades. Dude, we had like a few weeks where gold was just primed. We kept milking it. Those the good times. I believe we're... If NQ retraces and touches that 930 M30 order block, would that still be a good entry? This one? Probably not. I don't like entering like far back in the, you know, far back in retracements. I'd rather just watch for like potentially even this M5 candle to close lower and then a new close above. Just like, you know, obviously it's not the same, but just like here, I wouldn't be looking to short off of any of these order blocks since our bias has changed since then, since we closed below here, because we took out a relevant swing, so we want to be looking towards the other side of the range. But we'll just see how we react here. Especially if we do come back all the way down to that 930 order block from here, which is like a semi-relevant level, I'd be thinking we'd go lower. So, what do you think about this? I'm waiting for 10-minute firm value gap to be filled and looking for longs. I doubt we're gonna come down here, to be honest. Yeah, I doubt it, but I mean the longs are still valid. Just stalling around here. But guys, we just stick to the plan. Okay, I'll just get something to drink. I'll be back in like 2 minutes or something. Alright. Yeah, push the like button, guys. Any support is appreciated, especially when starting out on new platforms. So, hopefully we can get a push through this in a second. Do you get nervous when there's retracement or consolidation? I mean, not really. Because, once you enter this trade, you've already accepted putting on that risk. So, I mean, if it helps you, you can even think in your mind, like, this is probably going to be a loser and just leave it. Because, in the past, I've lost so much profits or potential profits that should have been due to, managing my trades prematurely. So, moving my stop, break even, or trailing it too tight, or, actually, I'm pretty good at like holding my profits generally, but not maximizing my profits and not sticking to my plan. So yeah, you gotta have that plan set once you enter it. So like if it hits this level or like 2R or if ES takes that high, then I'll move my stop to here and here. And so once you're in that trade, you don't have anything to say. Like you just stick to what you planned. And that's how you make it in the long game. Because you can backtest the model for over years and have so much good data, but if you're not able to execute that backtesting you've done, it doesn't help at all. Like it doesn't help to backtest even more if you can't stick to what you've backtested. I tried GXT and TTFM, but after 1 month in Lens, I realized that I do better using AMs than your approach. Yeah, as said, it's very different from person to person. I know people that succeed like with both models, not at the same time, but I know like one that succeeds with the expansion and another one succeeding with like the TTFM. Can I ask why you use the 3 minute versus the 5? Yeah, I mean, preferably I want the entries on the 5 minute, but it's not always gonna be on the 5, so I'll use the 3 minute sometimes too. I'll send you what I mean in the Lens. I believe it was a great trade. I'll take a look after the stream. Expansion, consolidation, expansion. Yeah, hopefully. If I were having a quick look just at, this, without the rest of the context, I would say price is likely to go up as well. But obviously it can still, now I'm jinxing it. Now we're doomed, guys. Yeah. Do pyramid on trades? I will if I get the chance. Not on trades like this, because it's, not that A plus, going against that daily candle a lot actually. So on some occasions I will, but not on all trades at all. Damn, what is this? Struggle with the execution. I think I trade so much that I have literally ruined my profits. Yeah, so that's it. You gotta, if you don't have confidence in the model you're trading, you want to backtest it more. And once you can see that all that data, it's very, like when you're looking at the data over time, you can see, okay, I win so much. When I win like twice the amount or 3 times the amount that I lose on trades on average. And if you have any rule that like when you're up 2R, 3R, whatever, you trail it or you take partials or something, then you just gotta, obviously it's easy to say, you just gotta stick to the plan, but that's what you gotta do. And if you're being like too emotional, size down. It helps a lot, especially in the start. Because if you know you're risking like, obviously this is an extreme example, but if you're risking like $10, you wouldn't be worried, right? You would just let the trade play out. Whereas if you're risking like $1,000, you'd be thinking, oh no, I need to move my stop more so I can only lose a bit less, etc. So, yo, what's up, S? Sensei. Hell yeah. One of my first students. I have one question. If we look at today's daily candle, we don't have an established high. I mean, doesn't necessarily have to be like, since it's not near. So if we opened up here, right, we would want some sort of external level sweep. But when we're opening in sort of a continuation here, we don't mind just trading lower. Wow, that's beautiful, guys. Um, wait, where did I? Was there something in your journey that you changed that got you to consistency? Um, Probably. I mean, I don't know if there's anything like specific, but just limiting your. So I used to have like when I had a bad day, it was a very bad day. So limiting your downside is definitely one I'd recommend. I know a lot of traders struggle with it. So like allow yourself to take a maximum of, let's say, 2 losses on a day. If that happens, you just close your laptop, you walk away. That's it. No discussion. Um, could even be 1 loss, 3 losses, whatever, depending on like your frequency of trades, obviously. And I think we just we hit 2 R. So I'll just put my stop to break even here. So basically risk free. And if ES takes out this high first, I'll scale a bit. If it happens prior to NQ taking out the high. And then other than that, not being oversized so you can actually stick to your plan. Just passed 2 more Apex accounts. Hey, congrats, man. Love to see it. I gotta set up a, what is it called? Super chat or something like that so you guys can send me tips when you get payouts. Let's keep them going. Nah, I'm kidding. I have this issue. I have strong shot analysis, but when I make 1 loss, I go on a revenge spree. This depresses me. Like, why do I do that when I have the knowledge? Yeah, so that used to happen to me a lot as well. And I know it happens to a lot of new traders, especially a few I've had, like one-on-ones with, etc. Um, so that's why you gotta have that rule. Like, limit yourself to a maximum of 1 or 2 losses a day, and then obviously you just gotta respect that rule. On some like some brokers, you can set a max loss limit. I know, like if you're trading Apex accounts on NinjaTrader, I know you can go into Rhythmic and click. Let's say you risk what, $300 on a trade. You can put your max loss at like 650 to give a bit of a, like if you're a few bucks away. So if you hit a 650 bucks loss on the day, it won't allow you to open any more positions, and that way you can like train your mind. And just obviously you gotta respect your rules. Without it, you won't get very far in this game. Trust me, I'm talking from experience. Mm. Took the ES 3-minute continuation. Nice. I'm not sure which one, but nice. Looks pretty good. Even though this candle closes a bit meh, but still. Now we should return back here, in my opinion. But I'm just keeping my stop, break even. Where did you enter? I entered down here. So the initial was this, right around 3R. And once we hit that 2R, which I have marked out here, I traded my stop to break even. This is a bit of an interesting candle though. Anyways, the stream will be available on YouTube for later. If I can figure it out, yeah. So I haven't really figured out YouTube yet. So I'll be looking into it and setting it up properly. So this should be available as well. I will surely try to calculate this in my life. So I just need psychology now. Yeah, I mean a lot of people do, to be honest. Psychology is probably one of the hardest things because you can be so good at technicals, but if you can't execute your edge or you get tilted when you lose or something like that, it doesn't matter how good you are at technicals. A book I'd recommend is Best Loser Wins, probably my favorite trading book by Tom Hawker. If you haven't read it already, I know a lot of people from the lens has talked about it, or I have talked about it in there. I mean, where did you enter? Yeah, not taking any trade. You target an 18. Yeah, that's the only thing that went against this trade was the daily candle being. So we're essentially trading against that, but we're trading the 10 a.m. candle. And then I'm targeting these failure swings and could potentially target the daily open as well. As you said. This doesn't look too good. But I said we'll just wait it out. Where's the guy with the magnets? That's MX as well. What about the 15-minute breaker? I'm not really worried it's so far away. If you're referring to this down here. You don't want to see those large retracements. Obviously it can happen, but I think over time it's a very small chance that you get those huge retracements to then go all the way up here. You even have 15-minute fair value gaps, etc. before that. So if price is just, disrespecting all of that, I wouldn't be taking any interest down here. What's your plan to take profit usually? Partial 2R and go to break even, or depends a lot on the setup. Like in this case, obviously in hindsight I would have had a reason to take here, but I don't really have any reason to take partials here. So I'll usually look for obvious liquidity levels, and if we don't have one, I'll just take partials 2R, 3R, most likely close my full position near 3R or 4R at max. I would like to see NQ trade a bit higher here. Looks a bit weak. How much backtesting is enough? Again, there's not I can't say it's a 50 hours or whatever. It's very different from person to person and from model to model. So you're just gonna have to, backtest and really, think like, how do I feel? Do I feel confident in this model, or do I feel like I need to backtest it more? Do I have unanswered questions about the model that I need more like testing on to see what if I trailed my stop when this happened every time or something. So basically, just trying to refine it. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. So now we can just lay back and just wait for this to do something. Plan the trade and trade the plan, right? Even though it might end up in a break even. Who knows? Tom Hogwarts, man. He's also Danish. Yeah, I know. I've actually seen him talk at like, uh, I don't know if it's called convention in English, but I've seen him live. Yeah, he's amazing. He's also traded for like what 30 plus years. I've seen a lot of like documentaries about him. Also, one of my close friends in real life that also trades, he trades like the way Tom Hogwarts trades as well. So I haven't really looked at that, but you add into your positions when the draw on liquidity is clear. Yes, occasionally I will. Obviously, if I'm seeing this, I wouldn't, because if it looks high conviction and if there's still like at least 2R to the my draw, I will occasionally. It's something I'm working on as well, but I've said my TP now. I'm gonna go play Counter Strike. Good luck. Yeah, that's amazing. That's what I do sometimes as well. Doesn't necessarily have to be Counter Strike for me though. But I will just set my alerts on my phone and then just go do something else, whether it's a game or go for a walk or something, and then that's probably what has worked the best for me personally. Do you feel frustrated taking break evens and giving unrealized profits back? Nah. I mean, obviously, it's nicer to get profits, but not really, because it's all a part of the plan, and that's how you're making money in the long term. So if this goes back to break even, a lot of people would say, "Oh, I should have taken partials." But if this goes up to full TP and you close your position here, what are you thinking? I didn't stick to my plan. Like, you can always make a case for both sides. Will the live be recorded? I think it is. I'm not sure. I think it will just be like uploaded to YouTube, but I actually don't know. So if it's not, I'll make sure it is the next time. Did you scale some at 2R? No, I did not scale. When we hit 2R, I moved my stop break even. I still have conviction and we're going up here. Obviously, it's not looking quite as bright as it was a second ago. At all, actually, but then again, I wouldn't have you know, I wouldn't have a reason that we should reverse from here after seeing that very strong reaction off the lows here on NQ. Obviously, the market is not always reasonable, so close 2R. Thanks, Nick. Okay, yeah, you got it, man. we can just get like an aggressive move to the upside and close above this, and potentially this, would set up very nice. This is something I struggled with. Didn't take my full TP just because I didn't want to lose some profits. You mean you took your full TP? I'm assuming that's what you meant. Yeah, and closed early. Yeah. So that's again having conviction in your model. Sometimes, obviously, you can get hit by whatever news, or you can just have some sort of doom candle out of nowhere. And in hindsight, you'll always be like, "Oh, I should have taken partial, so I should have." But if you just stick to a model and know what's working over time, one trade doesn't mean anything. 10 trades doesn't mean anything. When you look at 100 trades, even though few of them you were up 2 hour and then went break even or something, but whereas the rest of the trades went to like 3 hour, 4 hour, whatever your TP was, and you can see you make money over the long term. Yeah. So you gotta stick to that model. And this looks a bit better now. Looks much better actually. Do you have any routine before trading? Not really. I don't have anything specific. I love going on a walk prior, just get some fresh air and some sun, but I don't have any like specific routine at all. Wait, we have an SMT in here, no? Oh, we don't. Oh, we do. Am I blind? No, I'm not. We have an SMT here. Not that it's meaning that much since we're already in the trade, but we have one here. It's always nice to see. And if we can get a confirmation of new close above opposing close candles. What is gold doing? Nothing. Sick. Okay, should I predict gold? You guys ready? I'm not gonna trade gold, I'm just gonna predict it. So we tapped into this hourly order block, the gap as well, fair value gap. We have the 3-minute change state of deliver here. Okay, I'm gonna predict this. Don't trade this. This is not financial advice. We get an opposing close candle here, right? So we do. Okay, that's supposed to illustrate the opposing close candles, and then we get a new close above. So the trade like this would form, and then to the highs, maybe a bit higher, something like this. Don't take it. Just having fun. I'd rather just have my NQ go up. Thanks for the financial advice. Suit yourself. I'm not taking responsibility for anything. Do, 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 do. Alright, I'll be back in like a second. So, I'll be right back. Alright. M5 close above. Let's go! Let me have a look. Okay, this should set up for a move higher now. Ideally up to those highs. Did you see that when NQ is going up, gold is going down? How you have managed to have two trades long? They're not inversely correlated at all. You can see how they're both going up at the same time right now. Gold and indices don't really have any correlation, so I wouldn't worry about that. Might have been a coincidence that if you've seen it a few times, that's not the case usually. They're pretty uncorrelated. So, how long have we been consolidating for? What is about to be an hour also. If we take out this high, can either partial or trailer stop to the low of that SMT. Oh, you guys ready? If we close down close on gold, then we get it. I like your calm approach. I'm in trading for almost 1 year. After joining Market Lens for a month, I got all technical by basis. My current problem is psychology and I want to be calm like you. I mean, it comes with time. Obviously, I still don't, even though it's part of my plan, I still don't want the trade to come back to break even. It's as obvious as I know everyone already knows that, but you know, gotta commit to the statistics and your edge. No way we just tease this high. That would be crazy. Okay. Okay. Dude. GTA 6 trailer 2 is out. Sick. Okay, that's actually crazy. We just teased that high. What is why I'm doing? Let me have a look. If I can spell. Okay, why I'm doing the exact same thing. That's crazy. Yeah, that is a bit annoying. Do you prefer trading before 9:30 or after? Definitely after. always. It's way like clear what price is doing post 9:30 usually. Okay, I'm fed up with NQ now. Yeah, that's actually crazy. Still have the potential to sweep these lows and then go up. The thing is, we have failure swings up here at the highs, which is nice to see. It would have been a different story if we had a week like this, right? Like, wait, yeah. If we had this wick, right, can manipulating here. But we'll just do nothing. Oh, gold. No, we didn't get the down close info. It's just going. See? Change state of delivery, OP. Combine it with the higher time frames, like liquidity points, and just, opposing close candles. It's going to break even. Maybe, maybe not. You don't trade London? I do sometimes, not very rare though. Man, what is this? What happened yesterday? Right, we had a. Okay, I mean, yesterday, look at this. We had just this choppy, but we got up there eventually. So I'll wait for like, I don't know, a bit more. If it's still not doing anything, I'll just leave it here and then, end the stream. Or I can just leave it on, but. I'm just gonna move this though to like here. So I get notified if it comes down here. This is crazy. To find higher time frame key levels in hourly time frame or less than hourly, just focus on 4 hour for intraday. I'll look at like for higher time frames, I usually refer to like an hourly, 4 hour, or daily point of interest. Dude, it's so hot in here. Ugh. So M15 is making, yeah, just stay on the higher time frames, man. See, it still looks okay. This is choppy. Obviously, this is not what we love to see, but that's also the risk of trading against the daily candle, that we get these choppy expansions, just like yesterday. You see how the daily open is here. We had that New York open here, and then we had the New York reversal basically a bit prior to that, and then we just got there eventually, but just chopped around all day. That's why I'm not too quick to trail my stop as well. Do have a limit of trades per day. Yeah, I'll never take more than 2 losses in a day. That's basically what I have. Nice stream, Nico. Should do it more often. Yeah, I most likely will. I'm thinking, well, I have plans tomorrow, but maybe Thursday I don't have anything, I think. So That's the only thing that's a bit annoying about like European time zone. Obviously, it's nice to have the market open 3:30 in the afternoon and not in the morning, but I also have a lot of plans at that time usually. So that's the pros and cons with it. I think this trade is killing me. And just theoretically, even though I can basically say almost 100% it's not going to happen. But if it were to just, close like this, I would just close the trade near close, like right at close. It's like, streaming for the rest of the week. Nah, I have plans tomorrow and Friday as well. So maybe Thursday, most likely, if I can get it set up properly. I'm tired of looking at this trade. I think I'll keep it running for a bit more, and if nothing happens, you guys know where the TP and stop is. Guys, remember to sub to me, subscribe. You've broken the market again. 3 days of grim PA. Yeah. Honestly, I have. Just look at this shit. What is this? We've been consolidating for an hour where we haven't moved. Oh my god. Look at gold. We should have taken gold longs, guys. That actually just went from here. Look at these M15 and M30. That's ugly. What do you mean done? Nah. Don't tell me you traded gold. Oh, subscribed. Okay, good. Thank God you made me worry for a second. I was about to say there's no shot. Who's still in this trade? If anyone's actually in it. First trade. Oh, you in this as well, Obi? On all accounts? Okay, we got a few people in it. Got a lot of people in it. So let's hope it hits. When I become a homeless, remember me, man. That's crazy. What, you have 20 Apex, 5 Top Step, what, 3 My Funded Futures, where are the rest? How the are you trading 34? That's insane. 100 years later, straight. 5 Tradify and 1 real. Ah, I see. Wanna try to swing this to range high if I don't get stopped down. I mean, from looking at it right now, it looks pretty good. To at least daily open, in my opinion. And then eventually these. If we can get a somewhat decent close, it looks good for a continuation tomorrow. Just gotta say. And then we probably end up just blasting all the way up here today. Nah, I'm joking. Should I put sound on my laptop where I'm trading from so you guys can hear like order filled, target filled, stop filled when it hits? It's probably just gonna stay here all day long. That gives me PTSD. Yeah. 20 years later. Yeah, no M5 entry really offered. The only one being. So this is just out of the question. It barely has any body or anything. And once you get to this point, it's not something you want to get engaged in just due to how we're consolidating for like straight 25 minutes. So yeah, not really any M5 entry. Can we get a big M5 candle, please? That'd be sick. Yeah, it would be. You would also just be dreaming because that's not happening. There's no way we don't take these highs now. If we don't, I'm quitting. Um, how many assets do you trade? Basically, NQE is gold. These three. I think I've done like one or two trades on Seal and one on YM the past year. That's really it. I just prefer these three. More than enough to make a living as well. So, rather keep it simple. I used to trade options where I would look at like 20 different, obviously that's stocks. You can trade options on indices as well, but I would just trade like a lot of different options. That didn't work for me. Maybe it would now, to be honest, with this like information. Obviously, I could just trade the same way I do with futures, just on like QQQ and S&P 500 SPY options. But no need to go back to that. Are we going to the moon, guys? Yo, Obi, how much are you risking, like per account on all those? $306. Can you banking as well? Yeah, yeah. Dubs though. No, no, it's all good. Wait, how long have you been trading for? Just curious for handling that size. I know most of them are funded, but it's still, just curious. Do we get? Okay, there's no shot we don't take that high now. Um, that's crazy still. We better move higher from here. Por favor. You're still doing one-on-ones. Yep, absolutely. You can just I think in my if you go on Insta and in my profile, it's in my link to book them. Should be good there. If there's any problems, you can just DM me and we'll figure it out. Lost a bunch of money this year, got profitable and plus some. Yeah. I mean, you gotta have if you got paid out on all of those accounts, unless you really lost like a lot. Do you use SMT with silver when trading gold? I do, but I'm not relying on it. It's just like an extra confluence, as sometimes gold and silver can be very uncorrelated. So I just mostly just focus on gold itself and then use silver for like extra confluence. Euro also good with gold. I prefer it over silver in most cases. Yeah, I know like a few others do as well. Haven't experimented with it, so I wouldn't be able to tell. But it would make sense that it's a bit more correlated. Yo, gold hit the target, guys. Took out that high. Straight from where we talked about it. Even though it's only like 10 points. No shot, come on. I'm gonna start blowing on my screen so this can fly up, hopefully. You have an M15. Honestly, if the M15 closes up here, I'll trail my stop a bit more. But ES should take that high in a second. So should NQ. Come on, NQ. Catch up to ES. It's trading right below that. I mean, they're basically the same. You gotta be shitting me. So seeing this is kind of a consolidation, right? Where we're leaving it now. Especially if you look at ES, it's a bit more clear. So that's where I would be okay with trailing my stop. Since obviously we don't want to trail it on like a down close candle like this, and then since it's just consolidating, so I can sweep out those lows like it did here. Right, I think it did the same on ES. Yeah, basically here. So that's why we don't want to be too quick to trail it, and hopefully we can get up there now. 40 years later. I could get some background music for like the next streams maybe. 'Cause it's a bit quiet. I like the awkward silence. I don't. I got stuff to do, man. We got that M15 close. And we have the SMT down here. 1045. Opposing sweep there. I'm gonna trail my stop to this low and just let it play out from here. Just gonna move my alert here and then damn, this is awful price action. Ideally, we want to see this hold, but it's just coming back to retest it a second time, so. Right, we're chilling. Dude, look at YM for SMT. I don't use YM at all. Did you partial? I did not partial. I really doubt we're getting this close to the high, especially on ES, without tagging it. So, partially why I didn't partial. We want to see us just blast up here now. When ES takes this high, I'm gonna take partials. So. Gold is just going. TP into live, yeah, absolutely. I got some stuff to do. I didn't plan for this to be like multiple hours. I'll just move this down if I want to get a video for educational purposes. Hopefully we can catch it here. Yeah, come on, man. Come on. 40 million hours later. Yeah, we're looking pretty good, to be honest, here. Especially with those closes. Gotta delete this real quick. Everyone blow at the screen. Come on, guys. 40 years later. So this is kind of, I'm not saying this is what you should expect, but this is the risk you're running when going against that daily candle. Either you get just very choppy delivery, or obviously you get stopped out. But dude. Nah, don't test my patience, NQ. Ah, kill me. Yeah, guys, we're not gonna get there today. Not with this speed. Oh my god. Really? Really? In the draw, we trust. Do close your trades based on time, say lunch hour. I don't. I will not enter trades there usually, but I won't be closing them just due to the fact that it might take a bit longer to deliver, like it is now. That doesn't invalidate anything that it's going into like lunch hour. Just watching the like how price trades. Holding trade from AM to lunch. Yeah. I mean, for like a bit over an hour, we didn't even move. So that's just the reality of trading. Could have went, reverse from here, stopped us out. Could have, just went straight to TP. Could do this. There's no certainty in this game. 20 years later. What is going on? Trailed hard because this is wild. I'd probably recommend maybe taking some partials and then trail a bit less hard instead. But whatever. I think it's going to be around the same result. We should go up from here. We should not return back down here. If we do, I'll close my trade. This is crazy. Chop. Just got my runner left, took most of my position off at 2R. Yeah, I'm considering taking a partial here as well. Just due to hard trading. You trade before 9:30? Yeah, I do occasionally. Imagine price moved. Whoa. Sidemen. What about them? Entry is at 847.75. How the hell do you get filled there? This didn't even wick into it. This is crazy. Looks like we might reverse from here, to be honest. Yeah. Looks like it's gonna come down here. Gotta get some eggs from the shop. Yeah. I'll end the stream in a second as well. I gotta go get some stuff from the market as well. From the grocery store. Yeah, that looks brutal. I don't like this change state of delivery here on the lower time frames. We're most likely going to those lows now. That's what we don't want to see, displacement to the downside. See you, man. All right. There's a possibility we get a sweep here and we go back higher. I still think we're gonna hit this today, but obviously it's not looking as obvious now. So, but I think I'll call the stream here and go do something as well. So thank you guys for stepping in, and I will most likely do more of these. Yeah, for sure. And we might even get a retrace here. Can only hope. Anyways, see you guys.